Hey everyone, welcome back to the Fulfilled Female Entrepreneur Podcast. It's your host, Cassandra Rosa. I am an intuitive life coach, healer, and business coach, and the mission of this podcast is to help you to create a fulfilling life and business. Today, I am so excited to have two very special guests. They are the hosts of the Ask Yourself Why Not podcast, Jayla and Shaye, and they are going to be speaking about how to embrace the why not mindset. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm so excited to have the ladies of the Why Not podcast here today to share their goodness and really embracing that why not mindset. So I'm really excited to introduce you to Shaye and Jayla. They use their love and self-help and community to offer tips and tricks and interviews to get you living your best life. They're on a mission to inspire others to feel good through self-help and community. They host weekly self-improvement podcasts called Ask Yourself Why Not, creating a life-transforming 5-week digital course to maximize confidence and help others live their most authentic life. They also give motivational speeches and workshops and mindset coaching, focusing on values and confidence, limiting beliefs, goal setting, habit tracking, and manifesting at work. They are certified yoga instructors and meditation leaders. They focus on the importance of mind and body and connection and feeling good. We're going to leave all their links so you can connect with them and be a part of all the goodness that they're doing in the world. Ladies, I love this mission. That's why I reached out to you on Instagram and I was like, we need to collaborate. I love what they're doing for the world.
Thank you so much. We are so excited.
We're so excited, actually, and I feel like, we really align. Our mission is kind of the same, just to empower, shed the crap, and kind of step into your authentic, confident self.
Yep.
Yes. Love it, love it, love it. And I just recorded an interview with them on their podcast. So we're going to leave that in the show notes too, because we had so much fun. So this is like a part 2 for us. So
yeah.
Yes.
I feel like I know you already.
I feel like we're besties.
Yes, besties. Totally. I love it. That's my favorite.
Coming to Toronto.
Yep. Yes, come. We'll go for dinner. Yeah. Amazing. So, the podcast is called Fulfilled Female Entrepreneur. So I always like to ask all the guests what fulfillment means to them and what's the most fulfilling part of their business, or for you guys, your podcast.
Great question. You want to go first, Jay?
You go.
Okay.
I feel like you're just ready to go.
No, I'm good. So this is Shaye. I think for Jayla and I, it was kind of a moment where we wanted to feel good in our own skin. And we had learned all these techniques that we talk about, like with mindfulness and different strategies and stuff. And we were wanting to be like more creative. So we have our day job where we are both sales reps. And I think kind of to the point of your book, like now what? This was a way for us to put our own creative stamp on things, build something from the ground up, and just kind of do cool things with cool people.
Yes. And it was it's like we were reaching for the feeling of feeling good in our own skin. But then once we got it and we just had that fire lit in us, we were like, okay, now we need to create a community and we need to create this for other people. And we all need to get together and we just need to support each other. And we're just all going to feel good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. I love the power of two women coming together to create something. And that's like the beautiful starting point. And I know when I created my first business, like I shared with you guys, when I was like 21, I had a business partner, and it's just so powerful. It's like a beautiful springboard to have two women coming together to create something beautiful.
Yep. And you live in a metro area, but we live in a smaller town, like a smaller city. And our thought was, we don't have access to a lot of big city resources here, but it doesn't mean that you can't do these kinds of things or like have access to it without it. So we wanted to bring it to our community as well.
Yeah.
Community is important.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say, having a partner, because me and Shaye were often told different ways on how we're like the same, but we're like opposites. So it's kind of like, I feel like that's why we really work well together. Yeah. For sure.
Agreed.
So.
I can even feel it in talking to you, like the way that you complement each other is so beautiful and so powerful. And I think that that's what's so special about collaborating with other people. And that's so fulfilling. So I love that you shared that. And do you want to share a little bit about your journey? I know you kind of just touched on it, but about how you met each other and how you decided, hey, let's come up with this concept. Let's come up with this powerful, beautiful name and show up and do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we kind of we knew each other. We have kids that are around the same age. They dance together. They play soccer together. So we would see each other. We were acquaintances, friends. Shaye invited me to her yoga studio. So we started to be yogis together. And then we are early morning workout. That's our time that we work out. So we really align with exercise.
Mhm.
And on the days that they didn't have the 6 a.m. yoga class, we would run together. And over time, we would kind of mention like books we were reading, podcasts. We both drive a lot in our jobs. So we kind of realized like, hey, we're kind of in the same like self-development kind of thing. And it kind of just grew from there. We started taking courses together, reading the same books, and
Yep.
we would talk with each other like, oh, like this is working for me. Like you should do this. Shaye would be like, I think I'm going to do this course. And I'd be like, well, that sounds cool. I'll do it too. So it's kind of like that's how we started. And then once we got to the point where we realized all these things were making us feel so good and we were managing our stress, we all have stress. We were managing our stress better. And we were like, you know what? We should be recording what we talk about.
Mhm.
Yes.
So that's where we came to the podcast. Shaye, do you want to tell us about how we got our name?
Yeah, sure. So our name is called Ask Yourself, Why Not? Why Not was actually taken already, I think, right? Just the question.
Yep.
But it's that mindset shift from kind of the victim mindset of, oh, why do I have to do this today? Or why me in this situation? Or I can't do this because of such situation. It was the shift of, well, why not? And kind of looking at things differently in your life, to really step into, your authentic self.
And not holding yourself back, because if it can happen for one person, it can happen for all. So why not?
Right.
Oh, I love that. I love that. From the moment I saw, I don't know how I came across her page. I just like resonated with this and the vibe, and I could feel it. And I was like, I need to talk to these ladies. This is like such a powerful, simple way to get into an empowered state.
Exactly. It's just a simple question that you can ask yourself.
Just whenever you're not feeling like good enough, like, oh, like that can't be for me. Well, why not?
Right. I mean, I'm in my 40s. So some would say that's midlife or whatever.
No.
And sometimes you can feel a little silly for creating something new, when you've been doing something for so long. But again, if it makes you feel good at the core and that's your intention, why not? Step into something. You don't have to be just one thing.
So that was kind of our mindset. Number one, on starting a podcast. And then number two, on our name, because I was just like, everyone has podcasts, but why not? Can't we?
Yes. I love that. I love what you just said there, Jay, about like everyone else is doing it, so why can't I? Like, it's such a powerful thing because comparison is so huge, especially with social media. And it's interesting that you just brought that forth, because that was the perspective shift I made to overcome comparison of social media, of looking at like, hey, if they can do it, why can't I? Why not? So I think that's so important for women to hear, especially with all the topics that you're talking about and that I talk about in my business about like confidence boosting. I think that that's like a powerful way to even shift through the comparison that happens in life, especially when you're starting a business, like all the women that are listening to the podcast here today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard something one time, and I think about this all the time. There could be 10 people standing in front of you, and they could be giving you the same message, and you're going to resonate with one out of the 10 the most. You're going to connect with them. You're going to feel from them. And there was actually a speaker, Michael Beckwith, that we went to. And I always think of this too, just his his body language and his energy and everything, I was so emotional, and I could have felt that and been emotional and not even have heard a word he said. That's
Right.
how much I was connecting with him, just on like an energetic kind of vibe, relationship wise. And I always think about that when we go to do something that may be a little out of our comfort zone, or, it's like, why not? Number one. And then number two, you could be connecting to just that one person that may not be reachable to others.
Yeah. I always say too, and we always say this when we're doing our workshops, we're like, don't sleep on the fact that you are the only you. You are the only you that's ever been created in the history of the universe. And your uniqueness really is your superpower. You are different. You have a purpose. And most of the self-help people say the same things, but for whatever reason, that message resonates with you from a different person than it may with me. So just put yourself out there and step into it.
Oh, I love it. That's what I feel with you guys. I feel like this like energetic connection, which is so good. I love it. So why not mindset is so empowering. So why do you think that's important for like entrepreneurs, spiritual entrepreneurs that are listening to embrace that mindset?
It's a really good question. I would say because we get so much in our heads a lot of time, with all the excuses or the limiting beliefs that we may not even be aware that we have, that can actually hold us back from sharing our gifts with the world.
Or making excuses.
But I need this, or I don't have time for that, or, whatever it is, I'm not smart enough.
When I'm less busy, I will, why not now,
Right. So I think it's just that simple mantra of, well, why not? Why not try it this way? How am I going to know if I like it unless I try it? And what's the worst that can happen?
Yep. If you try and you fail, you're going to be failing forward, girls.
Yep.
Yes.
Learning.
I love it. And what are some tips that you would give to help people, aside from obviously asking yourself the why not mantra, but to embrace that mindset and that empowerment and all that it encompasses? What are some practical ways that they're listening to this right now and they can take away and implement it immediately?
I think what helps me kind of be my true self is just really know who I align with, because those are the people that really support that. And sometimes I feel like, especially women, we don't even know about ourselves, or what we even like about ourselves, or what our strengths are. And there are a lot of things that I've came to know that I'm strong in areas because Shaye points them out all the time. She'll be like, you are so good at that. You're so good at that, and it's like vice versa. It's like we have that relationship to where we're comfortable to say those things. And I feel like knowing yourself is like the first step into really stepping into who you actually want to be. Like, who do you want to be? You got to know yourself, know what makes you feel good, to be able to take that next level, to really zone in and start shedding your limited beliefs that you may have picked up along the way, just challenging those to know that they're just not true. But I think connection with relationships with yourself, but also your people, like who you align with and who supports you once you reach that authentic self.
Yeah, that's good too. And we also, on our website, we developed this little checklist, and it's free if anybody wants to go and grab it. It's a Feel Good 5 checklist. And for us, these are like the 5 really, they're all free essentially. And they really take little time, but 5 things that you can do every day to kind of serve your self-worth, and get your mind right. You know what I mean? So that you can each day grow exponentially and step into your authentic self.
I love that. I love that. So for someone that's listening and was like, okay, yes. Okay. The first step is connecting with yourself and understanding yourself and developing yourself. That's where you would send them, is the checklist to kind of get that momentum started.
Yep. It's the checklist. And then I would say sign up for a course that's going to help you be better.
Yeah.
As a human.
Our course really kind of goes like more deeper into our checklist, and
science behind it. There's a lot of validity in investing in that type of mindfulness work. Because ultimately at the end of the day, it's you against you in this world, right? And so if you can kind of get your internal narrative to work for you and to help have your brain help see the world to actually be for you, then the sky really is the limit.
We are infinite beings.
Yep.
Yes, 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 yes. If you're listening to this, go rewind and hear that little tidbit again. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Yes.
Yes.
And what are the biggest situations that you feel like entrepreneurs need to ask themselves? Why not?
Good question.
I think with me, I make a lot of decisions on what kind of feeling I'm trying to encompass instead of what kind of goal I mean, of course we all have goals, but it's like we ultimately are chasing the feeling. It's kind of like how you want to feel.
Yeah. For me, it would be checking in to see if it is your ego-based decision or if it is your intuition or your higher self. One really easy way to kind of know that is your ego is a little bit more like reactive and intense, and it's going to be louder, and your intuitive voice is calmer, and it's a feeling in your body that is just this knowing that it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So that would be it, because sometimes I've been caught up in, going for promotions and it's probably not aligned well with my values. It's just more of an ego-based decision. So I think that would be a good tool too. I'd say
That's good.
So in my understanding from you, it's like decision-making process or trying to change the way that you're feeling or having that intuition versus ego battle.
Right. Right. Exactly. Like, why not check in with your intuition?
How things are feeling for you.
Yeah. It's all about the feeling really in life, because it is an energy, as you said.
Yeah. Feeling the feels. Love it. And the podcast, let's hear about the podcast, like what people can expect when they tune in and they listen to your conversations.
Yeah. Well, our podcast is a weekly self-improvement podcast. Our mission is to help people feel good through self-help and community. Community is really important to us. So we have a wonderful, tight-knit group of why notters that we call them. And we interview people like yourself that are doing things to help others feel good or to help themselves feel good along the way.
Different perceptions.
Yeah. And we talk about different topics. And like Jayla said, we can go from, an hour-long conversation to a 10-minute conversation. So it just kind of ranges in the variety.
And it's weekly based. So we put one episode out a week. But yeah, we've interviewed everywhere from an astrologist to what's one?
Judy Wilkins Smith comes to mind.
Authors, local, international.
Yeah.
Just anywhere, so just anything that can make somebody feel good.
Yeah. We learn a lot.
Learn so much.
And we end up like collaborating with a lot of our guests, and just, it's so much fun. And again, like you can be embarrassed. I'm in my 40s, right? What am I doing out here? But then I look at it and I go, it makes me feel so good. We're having so much fun. So just do it. Follow your path, regardless of your age.
I love it. Yeah, it's so important. Ageism isn't a thing, like people say, like you're in a different, like you're too old to do this or you're too young to do this. So I think it's just powerful just to show up and be authentically you despite anything. And that's what's beautiful with this industry is it's so diverse with so many types of women of all ages, of all expertise. And it's beautiful when we can collaborate and do things like this podcast to come together and to make that massive ripple effect together as women collaborating together. So,
yes, absolutely. And Jayla and I love this quote, and hopefully this will help somebody out there. But it is, nobody thinks about you as much as you think about you. So sit on that, because we get in our heads. What are they going to think? Nobody cares. They're thinking about themselves. Okay.
That's so true. I love that you shared that. And I know you ladies love quotes as much as I do, which is so where can they connect with you? Where can they hear the podcast? What are your socials?
Yeah. So the best way to connect with us would be to go to our website, askyourself-whynot.com. You can listen to all of our episodes on there and find our socials. And we're really active on Instagram. So it's Ask Yourself Why Not Pod. Well, ask yourself why not
_
podcast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that would be great.
Yeah, and reach out. We love connecting with anyone.
Yep.
So
And we're happy to help.
yeah, we're happy to help. We offer a lot different things. So we're just here to help.
Yep.
Well, thank you, ladies, for coming on. We're going to leave all the info in the show notes so you can connect with them. Thank you so much for being here. It was so much fun.
We are so excited you had us and connected.
Yes.
This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I'll upload a new video on Thursday. See you in the next one. Bye.